TMNT Universe is meant for adult collectors and Ninja Turtles fans. Welcome to TMNT Universe, I'm Max. It's time for San Diego Comic-Con 2026, and this year I really need some good news. So let me ramble all about TMNT. Let's go!
It's the number one source for Turtles fans, with reviews and news. TMNT Universe.
I guess this is it.
I guess. So long, fellas.
Maybe we'll see each other again.
Right. Ciao for now, dudes. And maybe forever.
Welcome back! I look forward to Comic-Con season every year, but with the cancellation of Tales of the TMNT, as well as the Last Ronin movie, and the unthinkable happening with Playmates losing the Turtles license altogether, I was starting to dread what that meant for all of us collectors. There are some cool things at Toyfair, which I haven't recapped yet, that have kept us busy up until now. So I'm going to recap all that, as well as the new stuff that's come out since then, and make some of my own predictions, or more accurately, wishes for San Diego. All my thoughts on future figures are obviously based on whether everyone gets to keep making turtle toys, so take that with a grain of salt. I know there's the big news with Mattel getting the turtle license, and I will get to that, but as I usually do, I'm going to start off with NECA. Like many others, I was curious what the upheaval of the master license meant for companies other than Playmates. And after listening to an interview with Trevor Zammit, it sounds like a lot of things are being put on the back burner, if not outright cancelled. Couple that with all the rapid-fire pre-orders they've had lately, it does feel like they are speedrunning figures before time runs out. But we do have a few cool new figures, so let's talk about it. In keeping with the TMNT timeline, let's begin with the comics. There wasn't anything really Mirage at Toyfair, but since then NECA has had some seriously random but welcome drops. Well, they are for me at least. Like Warlord Savanti. I love Savanti Romero, so having variants of him is a plus for me. I've been hoping for this one and the Bone Armor version for some time now. Another figure is the Foot Mystic Mishima. He makes an appearance in Volume 2 of Mirage's Tales of the TMNT, and I love the fact that he comes with this particular accessory, since it's such a memorable image from the book. With this and the Worms of Madness Shredder 2-pack, I wonder what the chance of a mutant shark shredder is. Lastly, and most obscure, is Daimyo Orkai and his raptor from The Wanderer. So now we have a villain to go with that figure. Honestly, this one seems so deep, I've never even thought about putting him on a list. Since all of these and the Triceraton Commando have gone up for pre-order, I think the only Mirage figures still not accounted for are the Foot Nightmare Demons from issue 11. Those were shown back at New York Comic Con. But for my Mirage predictions, I'm going to keep this light. I hope we see Radical and Complete Carnage, a Mirage accessory set, and I would love a Michael Zulli TMNT 4-pack. Or better, an artist set with each turtle in the style of a different member of the Mirage crew. An AC Farley turtle would be a dream come true. TMNT Adventures is finishing off the Mighty Mutanimals main heroes with the standard Leatherhead. This Gator is an ultimate, so he's coming with a few more accessories than normal, or at least more than recent releases have had. He has the Turnstone, which is what caused him to get transformed into Leatherhead in the first place, and these guns from Mighty Mutanimals issue 4 and 5. And Leatherhead's Leatherhead is interchangeable with the wrestling version, so we can have a few more display options here. TMNT Adventures was pretty light at Toyfair, but in the following months, Ross Dress for Less had some surprise drops of the wrestling turtles in single packaging. I love the 4-pack sets, but sometimes it's easier to get figures one at a time and spread the budget out. And some people just want specific figures and not a whole set. I said a while back that I thought they would be moving in this direction, and the Ross exclusives might be a sign of things to come. There were some more figures getting this treatment, but we'll talk about those along the way. The only outstanding figure at the moment is the Cryin' Hound El Mysterio variant that we saw, and the teased Chris Allen version of April. I bet you forgot about that one, huh? I'm hoping these aren't the last and we can get a few more TMNT Adventures characters. Like the Warrior Dragon, he would need to be on the scale of something like Chrome Dome, so that might keep him from getting made at the moment due to cost. And the same is probably true for a Cuddly the Cowlick figure/vehicle. My hopes for other figures would be Scumbug and Worm, Ninjara, and Maligna. The other TMNT book figures have been pretty quiet this year. No new figures from the Image Run. Since they made 2 turtles, I kinda want the other 2 at the very least. And the last Ronin has gone silent as well. But I really need that shredder before they wrap things up. But earlier in the year, another comic release was the Holothon Stan Sakai Turtles and Miyamoto Usagi in a 100% comic accurate look. I've speculated this before, but after these turtles, I really hope to see more Usagi characters at Comic-Con. At the very least, Jay, Gen, and a comic accurate regular Usagi, please. That's it for comics, so let's get into the ever-expanding cartoon lines, starting with the original series. I was concerned that we would be leaving the 87 Turtles behind with the new popularity of the 2012 figures, especially since there are still so many characters that need to be made. And it looks like we're getting at least one of those fan favorites in the future. Not sure if this was planned or a true accident. During the booth tour over on Robot Review's YouTube channel, Trevor revealed a shelf card for Ultimate Tempestra due in Q3 of this year. So the safe bet is we will be seeing her in San Diego. Some cartoon figures that were actually shown at Toyfair were all exciting turtle variants. First off, we have Incognito Michelangelo. This puffy winter coat look was probably the most used disguise next to the trench coat and hat. It has some alt Donnie heads and mittens, so we can get at least 2 turtles out of this. Although, I wish there was a modular aspect to this figure with a removable turtleneck sweater. I do like the inclusion of the goofy nose and glasses from Casey Jones' Outlaw Hero. The Sailor Raft featured in Green with Jealousy has the Love Potion head with hard eyes. He does have a normal alt head as well as some Leo portraits, so that's another 2 turtles. And there is a chocolate fudge and extra garlic pizza. I hope they can make all the unique pizzas from the show. The Construction Donatello is sporting another disguise that was used quite a few times throughout the show. He comes with a load of prop accessories from the cartoon like the Octopus Ink briefcase, but this set would benefit from some alt heads. Last in this group is the Tuxedo Leonardo. He's a little harder to stretch to all 4 turtles without using some paint since his trim is Leo Blue, but it's still really cool that we're getting at least one of each disguise. He has another one of the specific pizzas, this time it's peanut butter and salami with extra yogurt topping. Other than that, there's a grocery bag which has been overused in this set and a new sculpt for the rubber mask. These are all coming in Ultimate Package labeled Neighborhood Dudes, reflecting the FHE Fred Wolf Hollywood Dudes VHS tapes. And they are hitting stores just about now, so be on the lookout. The one figure I expected to see at Toyfair was Ninja Splinter and finally found out what it would be paired with, but he was a no-show. And another box set that got the single treatment at Ross are the Punk Turtles. Other than that, the 87 Toon line seems to be winding down, but I'm hopeful that beyond Tempestra we will see a few more cartoon figures at Comic-Con. Particularly, Ray, Hans and Feets, and Mr. Og. Mr. Og has the best chance since they have been mining TMNT Saturday Morning Adventures for animation-inspired figures, like PandaCon and Worm. Mr. Og has been in quite a few issues, so I think that gives him a little bit of an edge. And speaking of Saturday Morning Adventures, I hope we see the other 2 Dark Turtles and maybe a Toon Last Ronin. I wouldn't complain if they tried to slide in the mutant purple Komodo dragon version of Hun in there either, but that might not be happening since even the Saturday Morning Adventures comic is getting cancelled. It's a rough year for Turtles, but the thing I really want and really need to know is what is the release date of The Kitchen. I would really like to finish my diorama. And on we go to Nicktoons 2012 TMNT. Several of these were teased at past conventions in one way or another, but there were a few hidden surprises. This is exactly how Slash should be. This brick of a figure more than makes up for the lackluster Playmates original release. I can't wait to play around with this guy. One of the best things about NECA is their commitment to scale and keeping characters at the proper size. Casey Jones is the second human character in this line, third if you count the Foot Ninja. The 2012 series had a lot of detail worked into its characters, and I'm glad that all the dirt and paint splatters are present. It sounds like he will have this masked head and the unmasked head, but will be missing the face paint portrait due to cost. The last of the figures teased in the Comic-Con presentation but shown at Toyfair was Splinter. This is probably my favorite version of Splinter, and this figure might be my favorite toy of him. The detail is amazing, especially since they used the models from the show as a starting point. Metalhead was teased all the way back with the reveal of Wave 1 with this remote control, but now we have this little fire plug of a figure. He looks great, and since he's on the smaller size, he will be coming with a lot of accessories and effects. These are all just 3D prints shown at Toyfair, and the pre-orders are using renders, so let's keep our fingers crossed that these turn out great. NECA loves Easter eggs, and hiding in the dumpster were our first look at a Krang droid in pieces along with a snakeweed pod. Looking at the scale of what I think is Snakeweed's hand means that this figure will be huge. Lastly was Tiger Claw and the Footbot 2-pack, initially popping up at Holothon. Both are in stores now. This Tiger Claw is perfect, and you will be able to represent your favorite version of the character since he went through a lot. with alt heads and alt robotic hand. But I wonder if we can get an accessory set with a Colt robe. Also in stores is the single Foot Soldier release. I think I remember Trevor saying that the Foot Ninja was going to have the parts to make a Footbot. I, for one, am glad that they are separate figures. I've always loved this creepy, spider-like Footbot version from 2012. We did get a 2012 Nick Turtles exclusive this year with a black and white set. I'm not entirely sure why these turtles are getting that color scheme unless you count the concept art. Either way, I love them and already have mine ordered. They do come with a small accessory set of new items that, honestly, should have been packed in with the regular figures. But all the Ultimate figures have been getting scaled back recently, so I guess I'm happy that we're getting these things at all. Another thing is Ciro's box art for these. I love when he does comic cover homages like this, and here are a few others if you've never seen them before. At Comic-Con this year, I'm expecting to see the Krang Droid and Snakeweed in resin at least. And if this is the end of NECA making turtle toys, I hope we see April and Leatherhead before time runs out. Unfortunately, there were no movie figures, even though there are the concepts Rocksteady and Bebop as well as Yellow Jumpsuit April. And I'm afraid that all of those may have been cancelled. And whatever happened to that Foot Ninja Casey? And with no Secret of the Ooze April, I'm guessing we are moving on from movie figures at this point. Adjacent to the live action stuff, it seems that those remaining Universal Monster crossover figures might be on the chopping block as well. Which is a shame because I was really looking forward to these two. Especially that Metaluna Mutant Krang. The black and white variants of the Turtle Monster 4-pack also ended up getting single releases at Ross, which is how I'm getting them since I never saw the initial release in stores. I'm not sure what the Ross exclusive figures mean for the line, but I don't think it's good. Anyway, there were some video game figures this year. Originally, I wasn't particularly interested in these, but the more I see them, the more I want them. And that's a wrap on NECA so far. The radio silence is unnerving and I tend to catastrophize the worst. But either way, what NECA has to show at Comic-Con should give us a definitive answer on their future or lack thereof with Ninja Turtles. TMNT Wave 14 is the newest Ultimate offering from Super 7. I'm a little torn on this one. Number one, the renders look great, but they always do. We have two humans who I'm sure are getting that weird Super 7 plastic and will come out looking cheap even though the prices keep going up. And the lab coat for April looks good, but it's not going to look like this since it's soft goods, and in my opinion, Super 7 soft goods haven't been that great. I would have preferred a second set of arms and a rubber coat. And I think it's way too early to start putting in turtle variants and a vehicle instead of other characters like Baxter Stockman and Nano. But it is what it is. My hope for some good Comic-Con news concerning the Ultimates is that without Playmates in the picture, Mattel allows Super 7 to get back to making those original toy line inspired figures. I don't think it's likely, but I can still hope. Another currently available figure set is this Reaction Plus TMNT. I'm guessing that the regular Reaction figures are over. At the moment it's just these four figures, Raph, Don, Shredder, and a Foot Soldier. I love this Garbage Pail Kid inspired art on the packaging. Brian Flynn confirmed Wave 2, so I'm sure we'll be seeing the other two Turtles and Bebop and Rocksteady in San Diego, even if it's the only new thing we see. Similar to the original Reaction Comic-Con exclusive, the Reaction Plus Turtles are also getting a Mutagen Ooze glow-in-the-dark Comic-Con set. I have a glow-in-the-dark shelf, so I'm looking forward to these. Other than that, they are dropping this t-shirt at the show. Both of these are booth exclusives, and only the leftovers will be online after the con. At Toyfair, McFarlane revealed a couple of variants of Turtles with Samurai Donatello and Leo from the Turtles in Time IDW comic. I like the sculpt on these a little more than the original releases. I wonder how much steam this series has, since I see a lot of these peg warming at the moment, and for some reason the non-Ronin IDW Turtle figures seem to have trouble finding their audience. I personally hope they keep going and bring us Old Hob, Splinter, Alopex, and my favorite, Herman, before long. I guess we'll find out Friday at 1 p.m. during the McFarlane Toys Unreleased, Unannounced, and Unleashed panel. Although not at Toyfair, Mezco did drop a teaser for their 112 Collective Splinter that was available for order back around March. He will be a welcome addition to the line with the upcoming Shredder. He has a lot of really cool accessories and some nice head sculpts. I don't know why, but this is my favorite. And as usual, Splinter comes with some cute, yet slightly terrifying baby turtles.
You guys want some cookies?
Mezco also re-released the Turtles, this time in an all-red mask Mirage variant. And a little rant here, I would have liked all-red masks. I appreciate this as an opportunity for people who missed out on the originals to get them, but I'm not going to double dip, and I do feel a little shafted by not having an all-red set in the original release. It would be nice if they sold a portrait pack, and I realize that's becoming something I want from every figure line. But it makes sense, you can refresh a lot of figure lines by releasing new portraits. The pictures that came along with the pre-order gave us our first look at the Mirage-style Foot Ninja. These have different heads and soft goods than the one shown at New York Comic Con, so so it looks like we're going to get both comic and cartoon versions. I'm not sure if I like the soft goods on these ninjas. They look like they're going to valet your car. I'm really enjoying the Mezco turtles, and I really hope that they manage to make an April figure next. But if I were to guess, I'd say we'd be seeing Bebop and Rocksteady at Comic-Con. Mezco will be revealing stuff all throughout the convention, so keep an eye on their socials. I want to talk about my current favorite toy company. Mondo has been making some of the best figures I have ever seen, and I'm not just talking about the turtles. I'm all in on the 112 figures. Based on the Ghostbusters and 2000X Masters of the Universe figures that I've already gotten, makes me drool at the prospect of a 3030 and so many others. I'm excited to see literally everything they have to reveal this year, which they will be doing at Mondo Toy Talk Live on Thursday, July 23rd at 2 p.m., as well as showing off all those items at the booth. Before all that, their pre-orders go up on Preview Day, Wednesday, July 22nd at 8 a.m. That's Pacific time, so plan accordingly. As far as Turtle exclusives go, there are some great items this year. Slash gets a variant in a Mutagen Glow re-release that has that vintage metallic paint dusting, calling back classic Sofubi toys. I've passed on all the vinyl variants so far, but this one is a struggle not to get. But I need to be careful about space since these are so large. And speaking of needing space, this set of 4 undercover turtles is a must-have. The vinyl series is one of my favorite things at the moment, with all their exaggerated sculpts. They really captured the essence of what made peak Playmates TMNT so cool. This Aaron Connolly poster is also worth getting. The chaotic art is a great example of my favorite vibe for TMNT, and it comes in 2 flavors, full color and black and white Mirage turtles. And here's what I think they're going to show this year. First off, I think we'll be seeing Vinyl Leatherhead and Gumbo ready for pre-order. I'm expecting this one to be huge, and I'm hoping that they tease up another vinyl. The 3 that I think would fit this crazy style of sculpt would be Muckman and Joe Eyeball, Wingnut and Screwloose, and Mutagen Man. I guess the sidekicks make it a few more than 3. There was a tease during Mondo Toy Talk episode 53 of the communicator with the holographic Krang letting us know that the Mondoverse Shredder will be on full display this year so we can finally see it in all its glory, and hopefully be pre-order ready. All the really personal accessories and details on Leo and Don really has my imagination running wild for the Mondoverse Raph and Mikey. I just got my Donatello, and hands down, it is the best TMNT item ever. And although not a real product, Brandon Gash put these sculpts up on Instagram for the box art inspired display of the Mondoverse Donatello, and I have never needed anything more. I hope this turns out to be something real one day. My pizza pie in the sky wish is that with Mondo having a good relationship with Mattel, that they can expand the turtles just like they did with Masters of the Universe. I want a 112 TMNT line to complement the Mondoverse figures. If they can pull off some Ninja Turtle characters like they did Clawful, that would be amazing. They could even base it on an underserved turtle property. I have so much confidence in Mondo that I think that they could make kick-ass Next Mutation figures. These last 2 pretty much hold the future of where turtles are going. Playmates seems to be making all their best stuff on the way out the door because the crossovers are pretty amazing. They're adding a few more characters to the Godzilla TMNT figures like Jet Jaguar Donnie, which finishes out the turtles. This was already revealed on the packaging for Wave 1. In addition to that, we are getting King Caesar Splinter, which feels like a strange pairing, but honestly I'm not sure who else he would be, and this amazing and obvious choice for Mechagodzilla Shredder. This particular series has been one of my favorites. It's just a shame that some of these other character mashups won't get to see the light of day. Another great crossover is G.I. Joe TMNT. Every single one of these figures is amazing. The sculpts are a lot of fun, and the character pairings are on point. My favorite has to be the Slash. And of course, both Turtles and Joes are all about the vehicles, so I'm excited to see these. And that's Scarlet April, of course. This line even made it into the SDCC exclusive game with a Leo, Snake Eyes, and Razar Timber 2-pack. I do have a nitpick. I'm not sure what makes this Razar. It's Timber for sure, but this doesn't really seem to have any crossover elements, which is a shame because the blending of the Turtles and Joes is spot on for other figures otherwise. This Shredder alone is worth the price of admission, but this exclusive isn't quite there. Make him brown and put some junk armor on him, and boom. It's so obvious that it makes this offering seem a little weird. It's kind of like Playmates simply doesn't understand their own toy line. For some of the vintage releases, there's the Mutant Military re-releases coming up, which is cool if you're searching for these figures for your collection, and some vehicle re-releases as well. And Tales of the TMNT's last gasp is the cartoon versions of Toka, Razar, Scaletail, and Antrax. These look pretty cool, but it's sad that the other characters that have prototypes, like the Night Ninjas, Scratch, and Muckman, will never get produced. The show getting cancelled still sucks too. And something cool that really bugs me is with the remastered line ending. I mean, all Playmates figures are ending. But with this one, they released Rocksteady in a battle damage set, but not a standard release. and the Bebop they had planned has been canceled. With my OCD, I can handle something being canceled outright, but canceling half of something gets under my skin. That's happened a lot lately. I'm still not over these guys. And another thing I'm not sure about are these blind box metallic figures. I was hoping the tease meant that we would be getting a full set of gold figures, similar to the 5th anniversary Leo, commemorating the end of Playmates' TMNT partnership. Kinda like when they used to give people gold watches when they retired. But nope, they're blind boxes with chase figures. Not sure if I've ever said this, but I hate blind boxes. You end up with a lot of plastic waste from people getting the same figure over and over. I would have jumped in if it was just single purchased items. I know it seems like I'm a little negative on Playmates, but it's a sad end to a very long run, and I'm bummed, and sometimes relieved, since Playmates' execution has been all over the place recently. There have been some really awesome figures, and on the other hand, some figures that come off like glorified Happy Meal toys. I have very conflicting feelings, but either way, it's over. Or is it? I'm not sure what all this means, but there are some legal proceedings involving Playmates and the Turtle license. Maybe we'll find out more soon, perhaps at their panel on Saturday at 5:30. Last up is the news that led into Toyfair that Mattel would be the license holder for TMNT going forward. A lot of people have cited Turtles of Grayskull as a hint that they would be pursuing the license, but don't forget that they had some other Turtle crossovers like these wrestling figures. So far, the only thing we know is that they will have product in 2027, potentially for the younger focused Teeny Mutant Ninja Turtles, as well as the new live-action movie and the Mutant Mayhem sequel. In fact, there is some leaked artwork out there for the sequel. I'm not going to spoil it here, besides, at the moment, they could be fake. I'm sure you can track them down if you really wanted to. Will we get some regular figures and maybe a new cartoon? I certainly hope so. But more importantly, how will this affect sub-licensors like NECA, Super 7, and my favorite, Joy Toy and Mondo? If Mattel cancels lines from other companies I'm already heavily invested in, it will make me a lot less excited to collect their products, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. On the subject of their completely new TMNT offerings, I'm starting to think whatever it is will fall along the lines of their other lines, like Masters of the Universe and the new DC toys, since there is some overlap in the articulation and basic design, but I really hope we finally see what they have planned at this year's convention. This has pretty much been about the toys, but during Comic-Con, Teeny Mutant Ninja Turtles will premiere, and hopefully some other non-toy news will be revealed during the convention. Nickelodeon does have a Funergy Factory booth with a sewer lair photo op that you may want to check out if you're in attendance. Turtles aren't the only thing that I collect, so there should be some other cool news for things like Masters of the Universe and so many other geeky updates. But I'll see you guys right after, and we can talk all about it. Later, dudes.
Say au revoir to the past, present, and future, Turtles.
Okay, Leonardo, what do we do now?
Hey guys, if you liked the video, don't forget to kick that like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. I upload every Turtle Tuesday, so you can always come back to see what's new. You can also check me out on various social media, links in the description. And as always, for all things Turtles, check TMNT Universe.